In today's video, I'm going to take you on a tour of Eric and Ariana's really cool RV renovation.
Hi, I'm Ariana and this is my husband Eric. This is our 2003 Damon Daybreak RV. We found it on Craigslist. It was only $14,000, which was amazing because we've been saving up and dreaming of renovating our own RV for a very long time. We put about $2,000 into the renovation thanks to Eric knowing how to do all the kinds of things that I have no clue. But we're really excited to show you because it is our dream home and we are starting to be in it full time. Eric will tell you a little bit about the inside.
So we got this beauty in really good shape, actually. It only had 30,000 miles on it. So I cleaned it up, put a birdhouse up, I put a security system up, but most of the work's on the inside, and it's our pink paradise that we've been waiting to prepare for the world, and here it is. Ta-da! Okay, so welcome to our manly pink cab here. So some of the things I did here was obviously reupholstering, which I've rarely done. I actually did most of this and know how to do most of this because I was a set designer. So we would have to do stuff like this in an afternoon before shooting. So I kind of knew what I was doing. We just grabbed a bunch of fabric from actually downtown. And because again, we did this for about $2,000. It cost us for all the basic materials. Most of that was upholstery. So I redid the engine mount. Basically everything was pink. These fluffy pink chair covers, we bought 4 of them and put one on each side of the chair and filled it in with the pink. Besides that, we added more pink paint and I basically built little accessories like this box I did before we even started. The first thing we did though was this floor here that I'm standing on, and that was a hardwood floor that I just put over, and then I finished this towards the end of the project. So one of the first things we had to do was take out the giant 2003 TV. Must have been right before plasma or whatever. So tore that out and we've created a cat throne so she can be up there judging us all day long. So those are the leveling levers. I've always thought levels were so cool on motorhomes because I don't have to get out of the RV to level this whole thing in any weather. So those are the leveling levers. Okay, so let me turn it over to Ariana and let her tell you about our pink paradise.
Welcome to our living room. So as Eric explained before, the sheet metal that he put on here, we added some magnetic butterflies, some little wire lighting. It's very dreamy. We put these curtains on with the most adorable little mini curtain hanger you've ever seen. There was a lot of heavy decor here. I would say it was like very heavy too, made of concrete, and it was just over all of these windows, and that was the first thing that we did, is take them out. And when we took them out, we realized the windows really expanded and it gave us a lot more depth into the wall. We made our own curtains. We got all the material that you see in the RV downtown Los Angeles at the Garment District. Because we've worked in production before, we had the experience of buying for film and television, and we really loved set designing, and we kind of used that experience in this RV. We went downtown and got all of the fabrics that you see, aside from this blanket, but the curtains are all different fabrics from there. Same with this couch that we reupholstered. This couch turns into a bed, which is really great for guests, and it's super cozy. This little table, we just put a nice little faux fur over it because it actually came in the RV, but it was black, and so Eric painted it pink. We had to get it to match. I found these flowers at the dollar store and this pink vase there too. You know, I don't think you need to put a lot of money into something for it to look nice. I think if everything is creative and the colors match, you can really do a lot. So that leads me to talking about the floor. So the floor is probably my top favorite thing about this RV. Originally it was carpet, a little bit of a tannish color. Actually, it used to be green. We found that out later when we took some things out and saw this undiscovered carpet. Anyway, the carpet was there. We ripped it off. Underneath the carpet, the flooring was actually really in nice condition. So we put some hardwood flooring over that, painted it, and then we put what you see now, which is the clouds. These clouds I found on Etsy. A photographer had taken a picture of the sunrise and turned them into 3D sticker things for walls and such. It came in 3 huge, big, long pieces that we very, very carefully peeled down. It was probably the most stressful part because they're not cheap, and that was probably one of the bigger investments for the RV. I believe it was a little under $200 that we got the stickers for. And then once we put the stickers down, Eric painted a layer of polyurethane just to protect it. And it's really nice. One thing we thought we would do in the future, if we were to do this again, is to put some resin over it, just because it's a slide out. And we noticed that the floor is very sensitive to that. So we have some rugs down just to protect it, and a no-shoe policy. And it's working out great. Now, this little part of the RV actually used to have a couch, and that's something that we took out right away. It wasn't really our style, and we thought, we have a little cat, we want somewhere to put her litter box, and we don't want it to look like a litter box. So this is a nice little desk, a handle to it, because we took off the couch and that's what people used to hold on when they would come into the RV. So made sure that it was comfortable for those that need the little handle. And this litter box is awesome because it's really enclosed, and our cat approves. I like to paint, so I thought, why not put some art up? These curtains, again, you'll see from Santee Alley, which is the garment district downtown. And these little magnetic butterflies we found on Amazon for $10, and they're just cute little decorations all over. And now Eric is going to show you our fabulous kitchen.
Okay, so here's our kitchen. Like I said, we spent about $2,000, so we cut a bunch of cool corners, I think. Like, got all this stuff from the dollar store, like flowers and such. I actually made this rose for my mom for Mother's Day, but she saw what we did, and so she gave it back to us. I painted the sink and the shower and other sink with appliance paint. This was a very ugly yellow that I painted white, and then I just colorized the sink, faucet and such. So one of my favorite feature I think in here is the backdrop, and that is just fabric from Joann's Fabrics, and I just used liquid nails to put it up. It fit perfectly in there. Countertop, I used latex paint, and I finished it with a polyurethane. It actually works great. You don't even need a coaster on this. I did throw glitter on it, so there's glitter in here. You might be able to see it. Didn't do anything with the oven, but I took out the microwave oven and replaced it with this cool retro thing. And then I just did this cutout to keep it in. Actually, my grandpa did all this stuff in his house, so I tried to duplicate that. Finally, the refrigerator, I just two-toned it. Basically, I caulked it all in. There's a gallon of caulking in this entire RV, but here I filled it all in, and then I painted it with spray paint and acrylic to include the fan for the stovetop. It's a beauty. And then, of course, I got myself the coolest phone ever, and it was the phone I had when I grew up. The mirror, actually, we obviously put up because it made it look twice as big in here, and it's actually huge in here. Taking down all the window things that were originally here and then painting it this bright color made this place look twice as big. So, and here's my cool retro booth. And we did the same application here. I did a latex paint, threw some sparkles on it, and finished it with a polyurethane. I actually sprayed it and I brushed it. So you don't even need a coaster on this stuff. It'll just be good forever. So other little item is I painted the lights, just painted them a couple different colors, and they turned out cool. And then we put up some really cool unicorn. You know, it's very important to have unicorn curtains in your pink paradise. So we did that, and then I actually used sheet metal for this. This was fabric, so I just tried to take out all the junk and I covered it with $8 worth of sheet metal. And then we'll go in the bathroom. It's kind of a tight fit. Bathroom was a really cool redo. So same renovation in here. I used appliance paint. I used a lot of appliance paint. And I also put up a shampoo and conditioner dispenser like a hotel. It's kind of cool and convenient. And then in here I basically did the same thing with used the appliance paint on the sink, little dollar store skirts and such for curtains, and basically finished it all with this acrylic latex paint. I did finish the counter with a poly though. So I bought Ariana these cool rechargeable vanity lights. Did little touches like this little soap dispenser was kind of an ugly color, and just matched all these colors up. And of course, everyone has to have a unicorn soap dispenser. So we did acquire that. So here is the beautiful bathroom. So next is I want to have Ariana show you the bedroom.
This is our bedroom, and it is a little bit crazy. Once you get inside, you will notice that the walls have fuzzy rainbow fabric all over them. Now, this fabric we got, once again, downtown Los Angeles at the Garment District. And this fabric originally we were going to use for the front driver's seat chairs. And when we found the actual coverings that are on the driver's seat chairs that came together already, we were like, why don't we just do that? We'll use this for the walls. It'll just be something that we've never even seen before. We weren't even sure if the colors were all going to clash because we hadn't really thought out everything all at once. We kind of just went as we were going with our ideas, and honestly we were so thrilled how it turned out. Eric added some molding in the walls to make the edges of the fabric and the wall connected nicely. We took out a huge door that was just a sliding door, and we really didn't need it because that 3 inches made a huge difference. It's very tight corners here, so just scooting around the bed, having any extra room is valuable. We put some curtains up in the same style that we have all around the RV, just to kind of keep it together and cohesive. We took out cabinets that were all up here. And that is one of the first things we did on the first day that we got the RV. We kind of laugh looking back, thinking like, wow, we were kind of intense. We got this RV, we didn't even know what we're really doing, and we're like, let's take those cabinets out. And we removed them, and we had this goal of having a little cat lair. We have a little black cat named Gelsey, and she's already been up in this spot. She loves it. Another little cool thing that Eric did with our little cat sanctuary area is drilling a hole in the middle of the platform and putting a dome so that she can kind of sleep in it and spy on us and look down on us, basically. We added some lighting and pillows and blankets and just made it really cozy. This bed is so luxurious. We're really blessed that the original owner had a bigger bed put in than most RVs. So, of course, I found some pink bedding on Amazon, and it just so happened that these colors all work too, because a lot of the things that we had ordered, you know, you can't really see the same colors that it really is from the internet. And that was one thing that we were really just pleased about, is how everything, the light kind of bounced off of it and it all kind of blended together. And that is our bedroom.
How did you two meet?
I wrote a whole book about that, actually, but the condensed version is that I used to run a kind of famous ranch in Malibu, and I had a lot of photographers try to come on. It was like a Knott's Berry Farm on steroids. It was paradise for me, actually. And her ex-boyfriend came upon our property one day, and I thought they were a couple of hipsters, so I let him come on and shoot, and I got to know them well. And he kept talking about his ballerina girlfriend that he actually wasn't really with. I ended up meeting her. I was not looking to be in a relationship at all, for real. I did make an extensive list to my God to ask for the person in my life. And it ended up that she fit that list in every single way. So we crashed into each other and never looked back. We've been together for 8 years. It's heaven.
So you mentioned you're both artists. Tell us about your backgrounds.
I am a professional ballerina. I've been dancing since the age of 3. I always knew I wanted to be a ballerina, and with ballet comes being an entrepreneur and just knowing how to promote yourself. It's really important. I'm a freelancer, and so through that I've had to learn how to be creative with video and photography, and that kind of leads to Eric.
Yeah, my background is in the entertainment world. I've been a art director, a stage manager on like over 100 productions, and actually I've been in front of the camera. I did spit on Nicolas Cage once, but what my background's turned into artistry. I'm an actual artist. You should check out my Instagram. But I make things for people.
So you mentioned some very interesting projects each of you have worked on. Can you elaborate a little bit more on some of the projects that you've worked on?
Well, I also didn't mention that I'm an author. I wrote the book Instagram Husband, and it's actually our true Hollywood love story. And it's available everywhere on Amazon and you name it. But yeah, I'm an author too. I don't know how that happened, but that's another part of my background.
I'd say as a model, some of the work that I'm most proud of is being in Vogue and Glamour magazine, walking runways across America was just such a great experience for me. Dancing at the Dolby Theater, I'd say, was really remarkable. That theater is gorgeous. I also am very honored to have a documentary that's being made about my career right now, so hopefully that will be out soon. I can't wait to share it with you guys.
Why did you decide to make the leap into full-time RV living?
Wow, well, one of the biggest reasons is that we dreamed of having a really cool pink paradise to travel around in for her documentary and for my kind of like my book tour. But also we've never had a honeymoon, so this is like our extended honeymoon. I think like the biggest motivation was like that we needed to not pay so much money to live in California. Like California has just become a hot mess as far as like what it costs to live here. So instead of $5,000 or $10,000 a month to rent a ridiculous home, this is how you should live in California. So.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot to ask space-wise. We just wanted to be together. I really wanted to see the U.S. I haven't been able to really enjoy experiencing different places aside from just the places that I'm at for work. So that was a huge plus for us to spend time together and be able to travel anywhere. We wanted to have a motorhome that was big enough for me to be able to train inside when it's cold and the weather doesn't permit. And so having this push out and the space is just perfect. I can do floor bar, and then we have a bar outside, and I can keep my training and basically dance anywhere. It was just like a dream for us.
I know you just renovated your RV, but if you could change one thing about your RV, what would that be?
Oh man, I literally, every single thing that I planned on, it happened for me. So I guess if I could redo anything, I don't know, I'd probably put a bathtub in there. I would. I think that would be the biggest thing. You can buy an insert, actually, even at Camping World, and you can put a bathtub in there. So I would probably totally re-engineer and do that. But otherwise, I'm super happy with how this turned out. What about you?
It would be amazing to have a little bit wider of a bedroom. We already took off the sliding door. It gave us a good 3 inches. But if we had a push out in the back, I think that would be ideal because it is pretty tight quarters. You kind of have to scoot around the bed to make it or, do anything. But that would be kind of a hard match with a bathtub, though, because I love baths, and we'll have to probably find a hotel just to take a bath in the future. But I'm happy. I can't complain. Look at this place.
Who does the cooking in your relationship?
Well, when I met Eric, I told him specifically I don't want to cook. I'm not going to be doing that. And he's done all the cooking ever since for 8 years. He's such a good cook, though, and he's one of those people that can just put ingredients together and it tastes good. He doesn't even measure anything. I've never seen you once use any tools like that in the kitchen. But I'm so grateful.
Well, incredibly, when you're actually a real ballerina like her, they literally only have time to train and eat. Like truly, it's one of the hardest sports on earth. So she never was trained to do any of that stuff. She also had a battle with food, so I totally help her fix that. Because you can actually eat well. She's gluten-free too. You can eat like a queen or a king and still be gluten-free and have a normal life. Like, ask the questions maybe on this YouTube and I'll answer them for like really how to enjoy your food when you're a hardcore athlete and also gluten-free.
What advice would you have for somebody that wants to do what you're doing?
Oh, the advice I would have for someone that wants to do this, do it. What are you waiting for? You know, for us, we've been praying for this for many, many years, and we always would pray specifically, and that's super important because you need to be specific about your dreams for them to come true. And we would say, thank you, God, for our pink RV. And, you know, within the years that we prayed for that, we always had visions of it being something that we would be very, you know, throw ourselves into and be open with our creativity. So we didn't really put any rules or limits on what we're doing. We also didn't plan it out too much because I think that if we did, it might have not worked so effortlessly. Like we kind of just did one thing at a time. And that's what I would advise is just take it, you know, slow with the renovation process. We definitely kind of just did it really fast because we had to get out of the situation that we're in. But I mean, what would you say?
Well, my advice would be just totally go for it. Like the RV community is a safe community to be in. I don't think if you're thinking about doing this is like the chance of a lifetime, and it seems like it's just good timing anyways. There's organizations or companies like 1,000 Trails. We're in 1,000 Trails right now, and they have incredible memberships and they take really good care of you. And like, gosh, this is the time to see America and meet new people and like go for it. Even if you're a single woman or a single guy, like go for it. You're gonna meet people. The technology's there. You get Wi-Fi almost anywhere. So I just say go for it. Like, don't think about anything. Just go for it. YouTube can totally help. It's like, you know, it will teach you. So.
What location are you most looking forward to visiting in your RV?
I'm so inexperienced. Everything is exciting for me. I could be on the side of a freeway because it's so pink and beautiful. I'm not as into where we are. We just really want to be together in this place. But I know Eric has traveled so much more. So what do you think?
Definitely the trip that I've been planning on taking her forever is definitely Yellowstone and Glacier. Yeah. I've been those two places and I just cannot wait. And then number 2 is Tahoe. The Tahoe Loop, I call it. I'm going to go up the 5 to Tahoe and then back down the 395 so we can go to places like Bodie and Mammoth and Bishop. Yeah. And I can't wait for her to see all that.
I can't wait to.
All right, so that was an amazing tour. Thank you, Eric and Ariana, for letting us into your beautiful pink Barbie palace. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you like content like this, I put out a video every single week, so make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Filling up my cup, coffee talk on the screen porch. So in love, now you're the one I'm losing sleep for. And I hope the wrong ones slip right through your magic fingers. And I hope we find some way to fall in love like we were. Yeah, you're the only reason I was California dreaming in the first place.